Why is Charizard the worst of the Gen 1 starters? Let's find out. Charizard is probably the most iconic Pokemon in the game after Pikachu, certainly the #1 most iconic Pokemon for the trading card game. Come with me, let me show you around the store as we do this. Charizard, it's big, it's a dragon, it's on fire, really cool. Technically not a dragon, but you know, it's a lizard, it's on fire. All the Gen 1 Pokemon are really lizards, aren't they? You know, little frog, tree lizard, cannon lizard, flying lizard. It's all good. From an aesthetic perspective, sure, Charizard's awesome. From a practicality perspective, well, let's just look at the Gen 1 games, right? Charizard is a bad early type. It's not good for the first couple of gyms. Charmander at that point, obviously. You're not starting with a fully evolved Charizard. Charmander, decent against Brock, because anything that has a special attack is decent against Brock, but otherwise, come on, let's take a look around this store while we're doing this. But otherwise, not particularly special. Against Misty, completely gets run over, so there's really not much to do there. So it's really something that you would want to invest toward the late game with. The late game, also not a great Pokemon. In the mid-game, it doesn't really get any damaging fire attacks other than Ember, so you're not going to have your Flamethrower, you're not going to have your Fire Blast until you've gotten most of the way through the game. And then once you get to that final chunk, once you get to Giovanni and the Elite Four, it's a bad type. Fire type is not really super effective against anything that those late-game trainers are going to have, except for maybe Jinx on Lorelei's team, but if you picked your starter just so that you could take out one Pokemon in the first Elite Four trainers party, probably not a great direction to go in. Meanwhile, look at something like Squirtle. You can suit it up with a Bubble Beam or a Surf quite easily at midpoints in the game and get a lot of utility out of that. Venusaur, Bulbasaur, that whole line, you know, there might be some weaknesses in the dual poison typing, though there are advantages in the dual poison typing. You know, you'll be able to sweep Lance like that once you get to the late stage. But Charizard, what does it really offer? A very late game Flamethrower, and otherwise, I guess it looks cool from behind.